today's video, I play my first competitive match for Hamiltons and kick off a brand new series aimed at shining a light on club rugby in South Africa. Welcome to episode 1 of the Wild Dogs. It's the first game of the season and we're away to Brackenfell. Always a physical clash and we knew we'd have to bring our A game. I started at fly off, the nerves were real, but it was time to get this journey started.
Hey brother.
Good to see you. Hey boy.
How are you? Hey boys. Forming a little vlog today.
Almost nailed the white shirt and tie.
Almost, bro. No, my smart shirt was way too kinky. Yes,
Hey brother.
This might be the worst haircut I've ever seen.
Zoom in there. No. I don't allow this on the clip.
What side?
It's bad, eh?
It's so bad.
No, this is a 50 rand haircut get you, huh?
Did you do it yourself?
No.
First game of this season, Hamiltons versus Brackenfell away from home. Not gonna lie, like I said in the intro, we were a little bit nervous coming into this one. Brackenfell have a massive pack, but so do we, so we knew it was gonna be a physical one going into this. Here we go, I kick off. I was aiming a little bit more left than what it actually came off the boot there, straight down the middle. Their fly-off catches it and just boots it directly out. Tom actually caught this and I thought it was in. He then made a big bounce. And this was sort of the first scrap of the game. It was going to be a very, very scrappy game. But he was out. The linesman had his flag up and we're on to our first line out of the game. I think we lost that line out onto a scrum. Now, our scrum is normally pretty good. It wasn't firing as well in the first half. As you can see here, Brackenfell all over us in that scrum. I think they eventually get the penalty. Yep, eventually get the penalty there. And we knew we were going to be on the back foot for the first couple of minutes of the game. Brackenfell got a penalty, goes for a three-pointer. Ended up missing it. We exited out of this quite nicely. Yeah, we were under the pump quite early on here, but I clear it out there from the 22. They catch it and they return fire, a little step. I think he makes a little break here. Yes, he does. So some good cover tackling there. I think Brackenfell end up mulking another penalty here, but let's have a look to their fly off out to their center. We make a good hit there in the middle, drive them back. I must say our defense in this sort of first 10 to 15 minutes was very, very good. We could have easily been 2-3 tries down, but we hung in there. Brackenfell get a penalty, they kick it to the line, and again, one of our highlights of this game was our lineouts. There's a nice lineout steal. We sort of secure the ball there and then Younger passes it back to me and we end up clearing it out of there. A nice little clear. I don't think I find touch. Just didn't find touch over their head. Nice length on the kick. I'll pat myself on the back for that one. But they were wanting to run absolutely everything. They ran it straight back at us, breaking a couple of tackles. Eventually goes to ground. They're going to look here to probably crash it up with their forwards. That's exactly what they do. They like to sort of run that pod off of the number 9. I got bumped there in that tackle, but they like to run that pod off of the number 9 Brackenfell because they have such big forwards and they don't like to move them that much because they aren't as fit as we were. But their game plan worked well. We fronted up nicely in this first half. Eventually a nice little chippy over there by their number 10 gathers it, good tackle, and then I think he knocks it on over there. Yeah, he does. So they had us under the pump for the first 15 minutes of this game. All we were doing was defending. We didn't know what the other side of the field looked like. But we eventually got a little bit of a break. Our lineout here, and like I said, our lineout was one of our good features of our game. Off to Younger. I pass it to Bigwood into the bread box. He knocks it backwards. We try and clean over there, but their first guy over there ends up stealing the ball, and I think they get a penalty. Oh no, we got a penalty, hands on the ground there. So this was a nice this is where we sort of calm things down a little bit, look for some touch on the halfway, and that's exactly where we got it to. Okay, our line-out ball, we go to the back here, or sort of the middle. Younger then passes it to me. I throw it into the midfield to Bigwood. We try and go wide here, and their 15 almost intercepts there. It was going to be a penalty, a knockdown. Could have maybe even potentially been a yellow card. We're a couple of players ahead now. Brackenfell on the front foot in the 22. Like I said, we defended for the majority of this half. They're using their big heavy guns up forward, just sort of crashing it up. They make a beautiful pass, beautiful line from their prop, and they go over for the first try of the game. They also end up converting this try. which then made it 7-0. I don't think we could have done too much about that. I mean, those big, heavy forwards are so difficult to stop. And with that line sort of coming in like that, it was going to be very, very difficult to keep them out. So we're about halfway through the first half here. We've been defending for the majority of it. We're 7-0 down. And I'm just kind of saying to the guys at the moment, let's go play in their half so we get a scrum ball here. Younger flings it to me. We did say we were going to do a move here, but I saw space at the back, chipped it over, and that went out sort of on their 5-meter line. And now we were playing in the right areas. Now all we had to do was try and capitalize on that. So now we're in a bit of a better part of the field, but I think we end up losing this line-out. We win it there, comes to me, bounces before me, and then I knock it on there. So all that good work that I did getting us up there, I ended up knocking it on, and Brackenfell actually ended up exiting quite nicely off of that mistake of mine. So a couple of sequences further in the game, Brackenfell with sort of a middle scrum. This is where our scrum sort of started to turn around, and you'll see in the second half, our scrum is one of our biggest weapons, but in the first half, it wasn't really clicking. There's another penalty to Brackenfell. They tap and go, makes some good meters there. We managed to bring him down. Again, on the defensive in this first half, we just couldn't get things going. Using their big heavies up front there, we make a good tackle. I thought I stole that ball. I thought I was over, had my hands on the ball, but the ref didn't agree with me. We then make another one. I think Bigwood goes in there for the steal, but we give away another penalty. Just this first half kind of summarized as we gave away far too many penalties. We were on the defensive far too much, but I think only being 7-0 down with the amount of tackles, the amount of defense that we made, we still had a spring in our step, and we knew that we weren't even into second gear. And then into the start of the second half, Brackenfell kicking off, and we were kind of saying to each other, if we can just minimize some of our mistakes, come a little bit closer, not so many silly knock-ons, not so many penalties given away, then we really had a shot in this game. We got a sort of a midfield scrum here. Our scrum, I thought this was a little bit harsh from the ref, giving a penalty to Brackenfell, and yet again, we didn't start the half off well. We're back in our half. Brackenfell on the attack, put a nice kick in there. They go up for the line-out. But one of our best features of our game was our line-out. A great steal there from Harry. We end up clearing it, but because we're just outside of our 22, we kick it directly out, and we're back in the exact same position. We just can't seem to get out of our own half at the moment. Brackenfell with a nice carry there up the middle. Good hit. I'm telling the boys to shift over a little bit here. The big forwards running at me. I make a good hit there. Drive him a little bit back. I think I make another hit now coming up. Try to steal the ball. A lot of these forwards are carrying it quite high, so every time I try to tackle them, I was trying to rip the ball, but these Brackenfell guys are strong, so they hold onto the ball quite nicely. And then there again, Brackenfell get another penalty. So we're kind of being our own worst enemy at the moment, not exiting properly, not playing rugby in the correct field, in the correct parts of the field. They end up missing this 3-point conversion. That would have been very, very difficult to come back from. A couple of sequences later, and we get a penalty. Now, this might be the worst kick you've ever seen. It comes off the complete side of my boot. I don't think we made 1 meter off of that, but a nice line-out move there from our forwards. They're trying to drive it up. Jakopa offloads. I'm not sure who that is, either Willow or Harry. We then try clean over here. I think I get the ball. Nice take. We try and spread it wide into the forward pod. Nothing too crazy happening here. We're just trying to get some continuation. We end up getting the penalty. We kick it out sort of 10 meters away from the line. Not my best kick, a little bit too high, but nevertheless gets out there. Forwards again with a great line out. Secure the ball, and they go for a maul here. I think Jaden breaks off the back of the maul. He does. Tries to offload, goes past me. I think Bigwood cleans up, crashes it up. And then we need some cleaners there. Brackenfell were very, very good at getting over our guys there. Very, very quick to the breakdown. Our forwards crashing it up here. This is where the momentum, like I said, starts to shift. We start to see a glimmer of hope. Now, as we go down here, I'm calling for the ball from Younger because I can see that there's a prop in front of me. I'm going to attack the line. Younger decides, no, he's going to, oh no, next phase. Harry takes it up. I'm busy shouting for the ball. There's 2 props in front of me. I can see the gap. Younger throws it behind me to Jaden. Jaden crashes it up. Hooker on prop. Not the mismatch we were hoping for. Some scrappy ball here. We get a penalty. Then Nate, our fullback, comes in, being very, very snipey. Taps and goes. The Brackenfell player tackles him from so offside. Should have been a yellow card. The ball spills out and we score in the corner. We are finally on the board. It's 5-7. Conversion to come. Maybe not the easiest conversion in the world, right on the touchline, but right here I'm aiming at the right post. I'm going to try and curl it in. I make some good contact, but I just drag it a little bit left, and the score is still 7-5. We kick off again. Our ball, we're trying to exit here. We crash it up. Quite a nice crash up there from Bigwood. But again, Brackenfell over the ball so fast. Another penalty to them. And I'm pretty sure they kick for poles here. They do. And he does slot this one and it makes it 10-5. Now we have about 20 minutes left in the game and we know we're going to have to throw everything at it. We kick off. We still haven't been at our best. We haven't been able to put phases together, but the boys chase well here. And I think we get a turnover. Yes, we get a turnover. He knocks it on right about there. Great tackle. Pops it to me. I see some space in the back. I chip it over. And I thought we were in here for all money. The ball just doesn't bounce nicely. Brackenfell pick it up. They secure the ball. Couple of guys over the ball. They throw it back to their number 12. And they end up pulling off quite a nice exit to get them out of trouble there. On to another line out. We get it. Lappies with the Anton de Pont pass. I pop it into the middle to the forwards there. He was trying to go for an inside ball there, Ryan, to Bigwood in the middle. Bigwood just wasn't in the correct position or expecting it, or I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Just the communication wasn't too sharp. But again, Brackenfell not looking to kick the ball. In their half, they're going to run it out. They're going to crash it up and then go wide. This 21 of theirs, probably the best chirper I've ever heard in my entire life. So, bro, if you're watching this, great chirps. We go back for a scrum, and here's where our scrum started operating. Their ball, we absolutely smoke them in that scrum. Our penalty, and now we really have our tails up. We've been all over them for about 10 minutes. We just can't get the ball. I get the ball at 10, go wide to Bigwood. He crashes it up, and I'm just too late on this clean. They over the ball so fast. I don't think he was on the ball personally watching this back, and I don't think that should have been a penalty against us. This is the final play of the game. They end up going for poles. They miss it, and we end up losing the game 10-5. Not our greatest performance, but that is the first episode of the Wild Dogs season. Let me know what you guys think. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. Leave this video a like. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.